Just driving up to the old homestead here to unlock our brand new International Scout 800 4x4, and here it is. And doesn't it look just great? Just going to engage four-wheel drive here for this little section where we are climbing over the rocks. Just gently over the rock here. You can see there without the diff lock, the unloaded wheel spins a lot easier. So I have made that hack to this four-wheel drive just to make it a little bit more realistic. Welcome back to another episode of SnowRunner, and in this video what we're going to be doing is exploring a little bit of Black River. Going to take my Chevy and going to scout up here, just this little trail. Going to hang a left and come up here, this section near the Riverside Repair, and just hook around here. Basically there's a little cottage just up here, just near the Smithfield Dam, and you'll notice a vehicle icon on the map which says Scout 800. And so we've made it to that location, and we've just unlocked the International Scout 800, and here it is. Now, as you can see, it's very well made. I love the interior of this 4x4. Very detailed indeed. Just going to start her up and see what she's all about. So the International Scout 800 in SnowRunner actually has permanent diff lock and all-wheel drive selectable option. But what I've done for this video is I've actually disabled the permanent diff lock because I thought it was a little bit unrealistic, at least to me. I like to be able to turn off the diff lock and just run without the diff locks if possible. So that's what I've done here. So I'm not going to explain how to do that in this video. I may leave a description below, a link in the description I should say, to another video which explains how to unpack the game files and how to repack them after making modifications. So basically what you need to do is edit the International Scout 800 XML file in order to remove the diff lock. So anyway, I won't go into that here. If you are interested, I can give details in the comments below or in the description. What we'll do in this video, however, is just take the old International Scout and give it a bit of a test drive and make our way back from this homestead where we've unlocked it. We'll leave our Chevy behind us there in the distance. I'm just in two-wheel drive at the moment, so I'm just going to see how far we can get in two-wheel drive mode. There's a bit of a downhill section coming up, so we shouldn't have too much trouble in two-wheel drive. Now the interior, as I mentioned, is very well done with this car as well, with this four-wheel drive. Just like other vehicles in SnowRunner as well, I find that the attention to detail is very, very well done indeed. So I'm really enjoying this Scout, International Scout. Very, very realistic vehicle, and I'm very grateful that I've actually disabled the diff lock because it makes it handle a lot more realistically and allows me to drive it on the highway and tightens up the turning circle and all that sort of good stuff. So anyway, just going to make my way downhill here, and I feel like I should be on the brakes here a little bit. Got a little bit of mud, bit of a soft section coming up here, so we might need all-wheel drive actually. The Scout itself handles these off-road sections very well. I think by default it is more capable than the Chevy, even without the diff locks. Just going to engage four-wheel drive here for this little section where we are climbing over the rocks. Just gently over the rock here. You can see there without the diff lock, the unloaded wheel spins a lot easier. So I have made that hack with this car, with this four-wheel drive, as I did mention before. You can see the front wheel spinning now. Front wheel that was in the air. So just in four-wheel drive here as we ascend. Put it into low range. And we shouldn't have too much trouble at all climbing this little hill here. Got some rocks here, but shouldn't be a problem as the Scout has really good ground clearance, as you're seeing here. We can just easily go over these rocks without much trouble at all. So as you can see, even without the diff locks, the vehicle is very capable, and I think I will keep it this way for the foreseeable future. If I find that I run into issues, I may well enable the diff locks again. Just coming down this section here. Now I'll explain a little bit about the benefits that the International 800 Scout has, or Scout 800. Basically, in comparison to the Chevy, the Scout has larger tires, option to fit larger tires I should say, without the requirement to actually change the suspension. So that's pretty cool. You can actually fit a pretty good variety of all-terrain tires without needing to change the suspension or lift it up or anything like that. And what I'll do at the end of the video is I'll jump into the garage and I'll show you guys the customizations that you can do to this truck. It also has the ability to, or option to, install a roof rack. So I'll check that out. I'll show that to you guys as well. You'll be able to see how you can carry spare tires and extra fuel and repair points with you as well. So that's pretty cool. Now with the roof rack, the vehicle is a little bit more unstable because it does have a shorter wheelbase than the Chevy. And I imagine it's got less suspension articulation as well because it's got leaf springs, which is pretty old school type of suspension. But with some mud tires, I think this will be a very formidable vehicle indeed. So once I get out of this bog, which I must say the vehicle's handling very well in all-wheel drive mode, and this is without any diff locks whatsoever. Once we get past this section, I'll head off into the garage and we'll check out just the options that we have available to us. So yeah, that's the Scout as it stands, at least, or as it sits. I actually love the way the vehicle looks as well. It very much looks like a rough and ready off-roader, and it's kind of got a wagon kind of look to it as well. So I love off-roading with this International Scout. I think I will be using this as my scouting vehicle from now on in SnowRunner, and I'll probably ditch the old Chevy for now at least, because I really enjoy driving the International, the little 4x4 we've got here. Alright, so I'm just going to make my way out of here, but what I'll do is I'll check in with you guys shortly at the garage and we'll go from there. So stay tuned, and yeah, we'll just get out of here first. Okay, so here we are back at the garage in Michigan, in Black River, and just thought I would go into the garage itself and show you guys some of the options for customization that we can make to the International Scout 800. And I will be making these customizations, I think, in the next video before we head out and explore more of Michigan itself. So let's jump into the garage now and we'll hit the customize option, and we'll start off by looking at the different engine choices. Now there's 2 additional engine choices we can fit to the vehicle. I do need to unlock those on the map first. And there's also a freeway and SnowRunner gearbox option as well. So the freeway gearbox gives you higher ratios, or higher speed I should say. There's 2 suspension options for the International Scout. Now I must say the raised option does look rather comical, so I'll probably leave that alone. But look at this, look at the amount of tire options we have, and this is quite early game still. So you can see here that we can actually fit some 31-inch, some 35-inch all-terrains, and we don't even have to touch the suspension whatsoever. So I think this is definitely the tire choice, or the tire choices that I will be considering for the next video, because what I intend to do is explore more of the map with this lovely International Scout 800 4x4. So I'll save some of these customizations for the next video. But I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a flavor as to what you can install. Now these mud options and that I was looking at just there, you do need to change the suspension for. But these options right here, the highway and all-terrains, which I can buy right now, don't need any suspension upgrades. So that's way different from the Chevy. Now you've always got your mud and chain tire options as well, which you do need to use upgraded suspension for, but probably won't be putting them on. I will probably be choosing from one of these all-terrain options for the next video. So if any of you guys have any advice as to what all-terrain tires I should be choosing, please do let me know in the comments. Really appreciate it. Now let's look at the frame add-ons. Now the roof rack is what I was mentioning before. Now you can install a roof rack, which basically gives you repair points, gives you 4 spare tires, even though it only looks like there's 1 there, and some extra fuel as well. So you can see those values on the screen there. So yeah, the roof rack option really extends the range and the capability of your Scout 4x4, your International Scout. So there is a snorkel option. There's 2 options there, which incidentally are both locked for me still. So cool to see though that those options are there. So that's basically it, guys. That's the International Scout 800 4x4 in SnowRunner. Definitely a very worthy Scout vehicle, and I haven't driven all of the Scout vehicles yet, but I think it's definitely more sort of capable, and I think a better Scout than the Chevrolet Ute pickup that you saw at the start of this video. So please like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell if you haven't already for more videos like this in future. Please let me know if you've got any opinions on the type of tires I should choose for this Scout in the next video, because what I plan to do is take this Scout and explore more of the Michigan map. I now have access to the Smithfield Dam, so we'll probably be taking a run up the Smithfield Dam in the next video using this here Scout once I've upgraded the tires. So thanks for watching, and catch you in the next one.